Last year I fought a dog. I remember that. I fought a dog the other day as well.
What the heck?
This is the rules. I don't make the rules, even though I do. I'm following the rules. I need to go to the gym this day. I'm not skipping it. I need to beat the shit out of this dog. He's not getting on the grass. I'm doing it. 13,400 cold calls in 2.5 months. That got me 2 booked appointments. I'm gonna hit 100K a month. I'm gonna be the next Iman at 2 years old. I'm gonna. Well, nobody cares. Oh no! We can't leave the job. No, I gotta. All right. Well, now you have no option but to let me actually help you out.
Boom. Another 5 podcast right here with my guy, my brother, who I've known for a very, very long time. I've come a long way with this entire time, Mislav. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is about to be a very, very, very explosive one. And literally, we're about to talk about explosive growth hacks for home improvement marketing. I kid you not, Mislav is one of the most successful digital marketers that I know. That is really killing it in the home improvement space. He's working with roofers exclusively, and he's going crazy with it. I call him the mini Homozy, literally, because his discipline and his like marketing and his knowledge and the way he works out too is absolutely second to none. Without much being said, Mislav, how you doing, bro? How's everything?
Yeah, man. After the introduction, it's much better. Eh? Yeah, man. I like it. It's going well.
Awesome, bro. So, I mean, I know you and everything. So, all these guys that don't know you and everything, how would you like introduce yourself to them? Like, what would you say about who you are, what you do, and all of that?
Well, yeah, I'm a really stubborn marketer. That's how I like to describe myself. I do marketing, right? I do ads, do stuff like that. But I'm really stubborn. That's one of my characteristics that kind of brought me far. The same thing I was doing 2 years ago, I'm doing today, and I just keep on repeating it. That's kind of all I do. I just keep on doing a lot of repetitions in whatever I do. So like I go to the gym, I do a lot of reps. I like to box. I like to work, and when I work, I just do a lot of it,
Hmm.
which is probably one of the things we're going to be talking about because I think that's something I can bring to the table, show
Hmm.
people some perspective on how much they can actually do.
Hmm.
Because I've started out with basically not knowing English at all. I'm a Croatian guy, and I
Hmm.
didn't know English 2 years ago. I didn't know how to speak it properly. I had a very rough accent, and
Hmm.
by pure reps, doing cold calls, I've learned to speak like I speak right now. So
Wow,
yeah.
yo, that is fire. Yeah, and it's crazy, right? Speaking on that too, because and this is something you told me as well too when I got to know you. First, you weren't speaking English really well. When you started this whole marketing game, you did 10,000 cold calls in 1 month, and that's how you were also able to really like scale up in terms of
No, no,
your
no. It
English,
wasn't
right?
a month. It was. I checked the numbers on Go High Level. It was 13,400 cold calls in 2.5 months. That was the actual number.
Gosh, bro,
And yeah,
that
and that got me 2 booked appointments. That's how
wow,
bad. Yeah, and I didn't scale with that. If you tell, no, I didn't scale shit. 2 booked appointments were not enough.
bro,
Yeah,
that's crazy. And it's like because now, and here's the thing too, right? A lot of people would go 100, 200,
yeah.
not even,
I'm
and
doing
would just like quit.
it.
They'll be like, "This doesn't work." What prompted you to go to 13,000 plus cold
All
calls
right.
in two and
Here's
a
a
half?
life hack. I just saw the light at the end of the tunnel. That's literally Josh. When I was in the COVID, and my mentor the other day, he was like, "You got to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and then the work gets easy. Like you don't burn out." So
Mm,
for me, it was like, okay, so if I keep on doing these calls, I'm eventually going to get better at these cold calls. I'm going to start booking more appointments. Like this is a necessary step for me. Like I'm
mm,
never going to escape the cell which I'm in right now if I
mm,
don't do the work. And if I do the work, I get to improve my skills, improve my
mm,
communication, and I'm progressing to my goal. Whatever your goal is, if
mm,
that is clearly progressing you to there, you're gonna be doing it. And that's how it's been. Like even when I have a rough day now, even though
mm,
it's much easier than it was before, I still
mm,
be like, okay, I need to do this because if I don't do this, I'm not getting to my goal.
mm,
That's
mm,
all it is. Like just know where you want to go and remind yourself this is the way to do it. And one of the things I've noticed recently, just by speaking to a lot of agency owners, is like they don't have their own goals. It's like someone else gave them a goal. We talked about this. It's like, oh yeah, I want to hit 100K a month. I want to hit 10K a month, but why? What's the point? Like I didn't
mm,
want to hit 10K a month. I wanted to hit 1.5K a month. I wanted to
mm,
buy myself some pre-workout, some gym equipment, and some food, and that was it. That's all I wanted. Really, that was all. And when I
mm,
hit it, all right, well, this is nice, but like this is actually not enough because I got to take care of my family as well. And
Mm,
now I got a bigger goal. I want a kid 6 gamma. All right, well, I need it. And then I just changed the goals as I went. But
mm,
the point is, I had my own goals. Nobody set them for me. There
mm,
was no like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hit 100K a month. I'm gonna be the next Iman at 2 years old. I'm gonna,
mm.
bro. Nobody cares. If like at this point, I don't care about growing the agency to maximum numbers. I care
Mm,
more about having the agency serve me.
I
I hope
love
that
that.
makes
No, that makes sense, bro. And that's fire. And that's like a lot of like a lot of value right there you just really dropped because it's like it's in terms of like the light of the tunnel, is in terms of like you have lots of discipline where a lot of people don't have. A lot of people just get motivated and then they just like juice a little bit and that's it. I still remember the time when we were talking, you're like it made your world and it made such a huge difference when you went shopping and your mom was there and you were buying all the clothes you wanted and you bought your mom all the clothes she wanted to. Like you felt like such a
yeah.
bloody boss, and it was like I
Yeah.
still remember that day, and I could just like imagine the feeling as well too.
Yeah, I still do it. I mean, I love giving to others. It makes me feel good, so
Mm,
I just do it. And it's like, so here's a story. I didn't share this with you, bro. Both of my parents lost their jobs in the last couple of months, and I'm the one staying in the house. Yeah, and you know what's funny? I've been opening a business over here in Croatia, which will be used now to hire my mom to pay for retirement. So I'm
wow.
retiring my mom as well. Yeah, it's just like you know, how do I say? Like when I was setting that goal up, I was aware that darker times are going to come, and I have to be prepared. And I was
Mm.
prepared. I was like, I'm here. We're good.
Holy cow, bro.
Yeah, that
Yo,
happened. I didn't tell you about that.
yeah, no, you didn't, bro. I'm sorry about that, but and again,
No, no,
too.
no, bro. I'm happy. I'm happy because they were breaking their backs. Like, bro, I couldn't convince
Mm,
them to leave. Oh no, 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 we can't leave the job. No, I gotta. It's just the ego, bro. They can't leave, and now that they get fired. All right, well, now you have no option but to
mm,
let me actually help you out. Like they refuse my help. It's like
wow.
it's like an ego thing.
Yeah, but then now they're actually getting bro, and that's crazy too. And guys, I know this is like away from the trajectory of the podcast, but I want to talk about this really briefly before we get into it because man, this stuff like I've missed my brother. We've been so busy with like our agencies and our clients and partners and stuff that we
Yeah,
haven't caught up in a while. So like this is very like it's even emotional for me to be honest because it's like him actually finally getting to help his parents because at first your parents didn't want to acknowledge you and acknowledge what you were
yeah,
doing. You went
it is.
through hell, literal hell, just to be where you're at, just in terms of them accepting you to like dropping out of school to really pursuing this and everything of that sort. So I'm wondering, like, how are things at home right now, like with them, especially now that you've them in a place where you're retiring them, and not only that, you also open up a business to help pay them and everything. Like, how are they perceiving you now in this entire thing now?
I mean, they'll always look. I mean, always they'll look at me the same way. This way, they have more respect.
Hmm.
But like they still, I'll get called by my dad. Oh, I need you to help me carry this table. Man, I have two calls. No, I need you to help me, bro. You can't explain it to them, right? They think it's just like, I can just take the calls tomorrow. The table needs to be moved, man. The calls can wait. It's just how they look at it. But I just don't do it. I'm
Hmm.
like, they're aware if I say no, like, it's just going to be no. They don't bother
Hmm.
me with it, but they still think, like, it's just gonna happen one. Like I don't know why they're still trying, but it's like they can barge in the room and ask me to help them out. They stopped doing it. Like it's like way less frequent, and they
Hmm.
respect my time more. But there's still some occasions where they're like, "Oh yeah, help me out." But it is much better than it was before.
Yeah, that's fire. That is fire, bro. I mean, I'm just looking at things in terms of where we were both a year ago and where we are today. It's very different, very
Yeah.
great. And I'm just proud. I'm proud of you. I keep on saying I'm proud of you. I'm very bloody happy for
Yeah.
you.
This time last year
Big time.
was when I started getting my first sales.
Mm.
Before that, it was blood. Like it was so bad. And I was in debt, so much debt.
Yeah, bro, I feel
Yeah.
that. I feel that. Same here, to be honest. Same here. But now
Yeah.
we're moving forward. Okay, let's get into the home improvement space. Mislav, I want to talk about like in terms of like the key characteristics and stuff like that when it comes to trends in the home improvement market. Because I like to call you like a genius in terms of like actually knowing exactly how to find out the trends that go on in the home improvement space that works. And for context, guys, and I'll be honest, um, what I was doing in the what I was doing with my marketing stuff was working. It wasn't as effective as Mislav. So until him and I connected, where we like shared pointers and everything, that's when my stuff even went even further, right? So how do you how do you go about identifying the key characteristics and trends in the home improvement market? Like like how do you really know exactly what will resonate with people in the home improvement market for your partners and clients you're working
Okay.
with and stuff?
So first of all, the market changes like every 5, 10 years. It's
Mm,
not that often as you think. Like when I figured it out, it just keeps on working. It's not like the market changes constantly.
mm,
So how do I go about figuring out in the first place what would be appealing to homeowners and stuff like that? How do I get them to click on the ads? How do I get them to buy?
mm,
Well, it's actually pretty simple. I'm not a genius, man. I just literally reverse engineered everyone else. I'm like, okay, so this guy spent a lot of money in ads. Let me see what he has to say. Okay, let me pay for his time.
mm,
Well, this guy says this, this, and this, and I go to random people. I spend thousands of dollars, and I go like talk with everyone, and I
mm,
see everyone shares a common thing. Okay, the most common thing everyone is sharing is they have an offer
mm,
that is not sound like BS. This was a
mm,
big one. Everyone likes to run BS offers like free roofs,
mm,
$1,000 roofs, and they just get you in, and the homeowners are skeptical and think it's some financing stuff. And
mm,
usually it's financing or it's like the storm chasers do that,
mm,
and it doesn't work anymore as it did before. People are
mm,
just so against it. So I was
mm,
like, okay, we gotta make this believable. So we made an offer, and the offer, it was not the strongest by any means. It was just the most believable one. So it's like,
mm,
okay, you can get a roof as low as this much money,
mm,
and why this is real, why this is not a lie. And then there's a copy explaining why this is real. And the
mm,
whole funnel, the whole booking process, everything has to be congruent around that offer being believable.
mm. Yo, that is
Yeah, so
fire.
you don't have to make the craziest offer you can back up. You just have to make an offer you can back up and make it congruent and believable. It increases lead conversion rate, booking rate, everything. Because what I've realized, if you make a crazy offer, then you try to kind of A/B close. That can work, but your ads will be more expensive, which makes no
Mm,
sense. If you're going to make
mm,
crazy offers, you would expect getting cheaper ads because it's a better offer up front.
mm,
But even if you make a less crazy offer, you can still go with A/B closes. Like, hey, this is the price we started and that. But it's like your roof is bigger, your house is bigger, so
mm,
obviously your project is going to be this much.
mm,
That works amazingly, and
mm,
your marketing is even cheaper. And the homeowners actually expect it. Like it's not
mm.
like they expect the price be the exact one you put in the ad. You know.
Yo, that makes sense. That makes sense. And also is like just on that too is like from when you and I discussed the strategies and everything as well too. Especially on the price point. Like all the ads that I'd run in the past, they were successful, but when I like used like the price point and especially with the strategies you also shared with me, I came to realize that like I actually like doubled or almost tripled the leads that I was getting before at a much significantly lower CPL as well too. And it was mind blowing for me, and it still is till this day. Is there? Would you say that like price is the most important thing when it comes to marketing?
No. Well, in this case, what you're talking about, the most important thing is the attention. Like
Mm,
that's just it. What catches their attention.
mm,
What does catch their attention is the price point. Sometimes it can be a specific number. If
mm,
it's too flashy,
mm,
there's too much of it. If it catches their attention, they think instantly BS. They
mm,
won't even give you the benefit of the doubt of reading the copy because they'll be like, "This is just pure BS, like pure
mm,
BS." Or if you have like, "Okay, this seems unreasonable," but then you explain it. Okay, well, I believe it now. Let me give
mm,
this company the benefit of the doubt.
mm,
So the way we do it is like you have the software that catches the attention. You have an ad. Obviously, you want to have a good hook, something that gets people to watch the ad, click on the
mm,
ad, whatever. So
mm,
there has to be a good headline. It has to
mm,
stand out, and not stand out in a way that it looks like a very like an ad with a lot of text, like a lot of roofers like to do.
mm.
It just has to blend in. It just has to blend in really. Like if it blends in with everything else, what the homeowners actually watch, it's going to be a good ad.
Oh
Like for
no, I
example,
think
I've
I lost you
realized
for a little bit there.
homeowners will.
Oh
What's up?
no, I thought I lost you for a bit, but we're all good.
I
Yeah,
think you
let's
got
keep
off.
going.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for example, homeowners will. Some homeowners, I would say the younger ones, are enjoying the short form content more. They'll look
Mm,
at kind of clicking on something that looks like a TikTok, but they don't want to have it over edited or over spammed with things. So what works well is like having a video that looks like a very short form TikTok or a reel that's not really edited a lot. That
Mm,
works great. It works to this day great. And then
mm,
you have older folks which like images more. I've noticed that a lot more.
mm,
And we always run images as well. So it's like, okay, what do these guys actually like click on? What makes them click? And
mm,
if you're thinking, oh well, I'll make them click on this, which is not relevant to them at all, you're just delusional. Like you won't. It's not about like you have to appeal to the target audience. They're just not gonna give a damn about your company. If your
mm,
offer is, oh, we're gonna give you we're gonna talk with your insurance company. Like that's not an offer.
mm,
Nobody cares about. Nobody trusts you. Nobody cares. There's no appealing to them. Sounds
mm,
boring. It might be a
mm,
good service if a roofer does that,
mm,
but it's still they don't care about if it's a good service. They care like they don't know it,
mm,
and you have to get them in by something and convince them that you're the guy, right?
mm, mm,
So that something needs to be something they'll click on. So a lot of people I've noticed this is a trend. They have a good service, but they don't want to market it. Like they want to market it, but they want to have it. Oh, but it has to say this in the ad. It has to look like this. But that doesn't get them to click.
mm,
And then you're just doing the whole community a disservice because nobody wants to click on your ad to learn about your services, which are good.
mm,
Like if you just let yourself have a more appealing ad to the homeowners,
mm,
you'll get more business, and you'll do them a service. You're doing them a favor.
mm.
So yeah, that's the biggest thing I would
Bro,
say for home improvement ads, and like
that's
just
fire. That's
most
fire.
important.
Because it's like the thing is that and I really resonate with where you said the attention part, because what we've realized as well too from the marketing that we're doing as well too, because we're doing like roofing and painting, as you already know, at the moment, and it's like we're realizing that like a lot of people, it depending upon the age as well too, specifically, there's a lot of people that like the TikTok organic sort of thing, where it's like it really comes key where it feels like content, but it doesn't feel like an ad, where it really just
Yeah,
speaks
that's also
directly to the pain and everything. And especially when you can add a little bit of humor and stuff in there, and some realism, it definitely does work out a lot. So I gotta say, and you also really shared insights on the customer behavior and the preferences as well too when it comes to the leads. How did you manage to like get yourself into a position where you're really able to understand that, okay, younger people, younger homeowners resonate with this more, and older homeowners resonate with this more, and all that type of
but
stuff.
there's no hack to it really. I just did a lot of work. So like I had a lot of ad spend to play with. I split tested a lot of
Mm,
things. I tracked the data a lot, and I've paid a lot of people to teach me. Like that's it.
mm,
Like I was like, okay, this guy has worked in this industry for 3 years.
mm,
Let me ask him about his opinions. Let me ask this guy. And all of
mm,
a sudden, I'm getting their knowledge, and I'm like also testing on my own, and I'm making these discoveries. And I just note down what the best practice is. Like there's no way to like, oh, I'm just gonna figure it out. Like you just got to put in the work.
mm,
That's all it is. Like
mm,
I'm still testing to this day. Like I'm just testing out a new creative for like I think we're spending on it like 7 grand this month, and we're
mm,
gonna see how it goes. Like I'm writing down everything. What's the CPM on it? What's the cost per click? And then I can see okay. And then what's our booking rate? All
mm,
right. What's our close rate? What's the CAC? Like I want to know all the numbers,
mm,
and then I can see all right. Well, the difference between this ad and this ad is this, so I know homeowners like this more. Homeowners
mm,
between these ages like this more. Homeowners between ages like this. I'll just know.
mm,
I'll just see the numbers. It's not like
mm.
I'm gonna invent something. I'm just gonna see what it
Bro,
says.
fire, 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 bro. So and based off of what you're just talking about right now, there too. Um, Could you share some successful marketing strategies that you've used for some of like your home improvement clients? Like for us, we know like every the time that we started putting, because I've always been a data guy because that's where I came from. So from the
Yeah.
time that we started putting analytics and stuff and numbers to the metrics on ads, ad sets, and then based off of that, what people are resonated with, we even went as far as for some of our power partners here. We literally have this tool that we put on their landing pages and on ours too. So when people come to the landing pages, we're able to see in real time and also recorded videos after how they're reacting on the landing pages, on the websites and stuff, to see what they're
Yeah.
resonating with and all of that.
Biggest thing for me was just tracking
Mm,
what clothes came from which ad. That's all it was. And this is what I'm doing right now with our company. Like, we realized, all right, we're getting from this specific ad, we got the biggest clients, biggest companies. Like, we're actually in a partnership. We're getting paid out on commissions pretty well. We want to work with these guys. And then we got this one has a lot of sales reps, people who don't know the company, people who are like broke. Like, even if we gave them jobs, they probably couldn't close them. Okay, well, we don't want these guys. And then we just shut down that ad and we're making similar ones to the one that performed. That's all it is. For example, I've literally done some brainstorming before. I think it was yesterday. So this guy's he's running an ad for remodelers, and he has one ad that brought him companies that are doing over 10 million a year. There's like 7 of them, 10 million. The largest one is 27. And he's getting like 20 something grand of that one guy a month. Yeah. And he was like, yeah, I just run this ad and it brings you the best people. So he's not a genius as well. He just got the ad that resonates with him, and he tracked the numbers, and he realized, okay, this ad gave me the best people. Let me just scale ad spend in this. Let me put on more advertising spend in this, and it'll work, and it works. That's the biggest hack. Like that, I can't give you a bigger hack than that because nobody does this. No, actually, nobody does this. I bet if you go to your sheets, you don't have like specific ads tracked. But do it. It saves so much money.
Yo, fire. Bro, that's fire. I got a very interesting question for you on this one as well too. Somebody has said this before, people have said this before, and I want to know your thoughts. Do you think traditional advertising is dead in the home improvement sector?
What do you mean by traditional?
Traditional advertising, flyers, billboards, TV ads, direct to mail, all of that. Do you think it's dead within the?
No, I don't think it's dead. It's just you got to make it work. Like, bro, so many people advertise on Facebook. There's so much competition. But if you're just better, all of a sudden you get paid. Why would anything it's slowly getting slower. But I know a company, we worked with this guy before he switched over. So he had a door knocking team. He has 7 reps door knocking. They were doing 100 something grand in revenue from door knocking every single week. So that's like almost 400K a month. But just by door knocking. And like he was like, yeah, only issue I see with this is like we kind of have to go to other states to door knock. I would rather have like people coming to us so I can have some sales reps stay here. I can stay here in my state. That was it. But you can still make good money. But if you want to have that type of business, this guy wanted. He's like, oh, I want to stay here. I want to have leads coming into me. These sales reps are good people. They closed door knocking leads. They can close these guys. Let me just give it to them. That's what he did. All right. Put on ads. Spend this much a month. Consistently flow, consistent job flow. He's happy. He doesn't have to go around states. That's it. So both work. Is one better than the other? No. I would say maybe if you want consistency, well, Facebook surely is. If you want, let's just say, just cheaper jobs, it's probably going to be door knocking unless you pay your team a ridiculous price. It doesn't necessarily have to be cheaper, but in most cases, it is going to be the cheapest way, especially if you're the owner door knocking yourself.
Yeah,
so
bro. Fire, and I agree with that sentiment so much. Traditional marketing is definitely not dead. You really just got to learn how to make it work. Because door-to-door knocking, and by the way, plug here for anybody that's watching this that does door-to-door knocking. If you want to manage your leads and everything, this is not sponsored. If you want to manage your leads and stuff, check out Lead Scout. Lead Scout is a very great canvassing app. It is much better than Spodio, Sales Rabbit, and all those other ones in there. You're actually able to manage your door-to-door knockers in real time whilst they're over wherever they are canvassing, and you're able to see it and also streamline it. If you're using a Go High Level system or like, a system like Mislav and I use, you're able to streamline it and bring those leads in there so that you can also like nurture them and everything as well too. So that's just a quick shout out there. But aside that, Mislav is absolutely right, and I share the sentiments on that heavy. It's like if you can make offline traditional marketing and digital marketing work really well, it's uncanny and crazy the amount of returns that you can bring. Mislav, so here I know you've mentioned a lot of Facebook because that's what like you mainly use. What would you say is like in your experience, or at least from what you've also like learned and known, what is like the most effective marketing channels for the home improvement business?
What do you define as effective? Cheapest, fast performing? What metrics are you looking at?
I mean, list them all to me. If in terms of like maybe let's say in terms of the most jobs that comes in, most effective.
More jobs that come in?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a tough one because right now, I'll give you an example. We have this company is doing like 11 million a year. They have their jobs come from referrals. They have their jobs come from Facebook, Instagram, Google Ads, website, like everything.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them comes from Facebook still, but also you can't disregard the rest. And if it's 100 million a year company, I seriously think that most of their jobs will not be coming from Facebook because it's a different company at that point. From 10 to 100 million, it's a big gap. It's 10x. So I believe there's probably going to be some power partners, maybe stuff like that. I don't know. I've not worked in a 100 million a year company, but I know from seeing and talking to these people, it's most of their stuff comes from. They have millions. They have all the channels you can imagine. They buy all the leads you can imagine, but they still have a big chunk of coming from partnerships and stuff like that. That's where I see it coming from. But most of them, so best channel I would say from growing from 0 to like 6 million a year is Facebook. It's just so easy to do it. Like we have this company of 5.7 million a year, just literally like what is it? 70% of it is from Facebook and the rest is referrals. Like pretty much. Always.
Bro, fire. So and so it's very interesting that you said that too, because it's not even stuff that I even thought about too. It's like in the sense of, especially when like you're $100 million company or more and stuff like that. It's definitely strategic partnerships, because strategic partnerships can definitely help you leverage and get more money in as well, to add to some certain extent. So it's kind of like tiered out. And this is not part of the I guess the interview, but I'm just curious. I've come across, and I'm sure you have too, in your past and even now, come across so many people that keep on like mentioning that, like, oh, I use Angie's, I use Thumbtack, I use all these other, like, these lead generation companies and all of that too. I know you and I, like, we pretty much like utilize a similar like system of service delivery and everything as well, where we're leveraging AI and stuff like that into. We'll come back to the AI part later, but what is your expectations, or what do you tell people to manage their expectations when they say, oh yeah, all I have is $300 a month, or all I have is like $1,000 a month or $500 a month to like put into ad spend on Facebook,
Go door
especially
knock.
when you can do something.
Go door knock, man. What do you want me to say? Like it's a trap. Like even for us, if we didn't have like 6 grand to like delegate to us, I'm not saying you need 6 grand, by my experience. If you don't have time or money to give to test things out, like good luck, man. Good luck, because $300, bro. If you're closing $10,000 jobs, what do you think $300 is gonna do for that? Like I'm not saying the ads are super expensive, but like even if you get one job from that, it doesn't feel like anything because you just got one job. What's one job gonna do? It's like, yeah, but like one job is nice, surely it is, but it doesn't feel like you've done anything. It just feels like, oh, I just got a job. You usually get a job. You can get one job as well from like door knocking. You can get one job from doing anything else. But if you get like, if you spend 5 grand, all of a sudden, oh shoot, we got 10 plus jobs. Well, now it feels different. Like now it doesn't feel like we're door knocking. So I would just advise get your company to some point and then start investing in Facebook. Like if you have some cash, maybe you sold, go all in. But if you're just starting out, you broke. Just go door knock, do the work. Don't leverage money for something you can do yourself. Like you need to first have the money to actually like leverage it. If that makes sense.
That makes sense, bro, and I'm 1,000% with it. You already know. So and I definitely want to also hear your opinion on it and stuff as well too, especially when people will come like with that sort of like expectation. So tell me, like, I know this is not like something you definitely leverage, but I'm curious. How do you like use? Have you ever used social media to boost your brand visibility and engagement, or your partners and clients' brand visibility and engagement for their clients, for your clients with the home improvement companies? Like, have you leveraged that? How do you do that if you do?
Have I leveraged brand?
Like, yeah, so the brand visibility with social media and stuff like that. Because I know
Well,
you've got a couple
I
of
haven't done
videos.
it. I haven't done it much. Like that's not the thing I do. I like it. I do think it's a good thing to leverage. But most of my energy goes to ads. Because here's the thing: you build brand by ads too. Like it's not the free brand, but you still build a brand. All right.
Yes.
So for example, we have this ad going on from was it November last year? Yeah, November until now. It's August now. So how
Mm,
much? That's 9 months. The
mm,
same ad, and we had a lot of people come in April. Like April was so busy. We got like more than 100 appointments from that one ad into one sales rep. He
mm,
was swamped, and the guy was, got a lot of follow ups, got a lot of no's, got a lot of yeses, but mostly no's.
mm,
And now he's getting the sales from April from the same ad he's just been circulating, and people are getting reminded, oh, like these guys are obviously still advertising, still in business. Like
mm,
they always take care of their company, they have something to show for. Because
mm,
if you're scaling an agency, for example, what is brand going to do for you? It's not going to do
mm,
much.
mm,
Brand, personal brand, great thing.
mm.
I'm planning on building my own once I have more to show.
Mm.
I mean, I could be already doing it. I'm pretty
You
good to
should
show
be, bro,
off.
because you're big.
But I want to hire someone to help me out with it because if I do it alone, I'm already running out of time. So, got to kind of hire some people, right? That's the priority right now. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen companies reach 100 something plus million with no brand, roofing
Mm,
companies. Like local businesses do not need viral content.
mm,
They just need something that makes them more trustable as a company. Like, hey, this is a video of our crew. We're doing this roof, and then you give some advice as the owner. Well,
mm,
yeah, we're using these materials over these because these are. And some people locally will watch that. Maybe will get 100 views,
mm,
but that is a big thing locally.
mm,
On a global scale, that doesn't mean anything. Even if you have a million views, you might be getting views from China, from whatever. Like, who cares?
yeah.
They don't care. Like, they're all
Yeah.
nice. It doesn't help you in any way if they see it. Only
Mm,
locally it actually matters.
mm,
That's what I think of it. I think of personal brand. It definitely helps because you can get a lot of people. You can get hires from it. We got from the group we had. I had a couple of hires.
mm,
That kind of helped out. But when it comes to like the actual business,
mm,
like the business brand,
mm,
you don't need to be like if you think about content, you need to be going crazy above it. But you still need to value the brand. Like you want someone to associate you with the thing you're proud of. Let's say you have a great service, so when they say your company name, they want to associate you with that.
mm,
That's what I would say
mm,
is brand. So your product will build you more brand than the marketing in most cases, actually.
mm. Fire, bro. That is actually very, very insightful as well too. What would you say like the role of online reviews and community building um establishes in trust and credibility for businesses?
Reviews.
Yeah, reviews and community building.
At this point, it's been so. What do I gotta say? Well, people check reviews. Not everyone. Everyone expects you to have reviews.
Yeah,
Like already expected to have them. If you don't, like, what are you doing?
yeah.
Nobody will actually watch the whole thing, like the review video or something. We
Mm,
have testimonials. Nobody watches them at the end because
mm,
they mentioned some things they thought they saw, but they didn't because they didn't watch
mm,
it at the end. But like they just want to see if it's real. If they see, okay, these are real reviews, these are real testimonials. That's
mm,
it. So you just gotta have them. They don't have to be the best. They
mm.
definitely help, but like just having them is so important. Like if you have 5 Google reviews, that's so much better than having none.
Yeah,
But it's not that much better than having 15.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean, bro. 1,000%. And it's quite interesting. Like I started collecting reviews from people that I don't work with a lot more recently because I realized that a lot of people would like ask that about it. And it's quite interesting how sometimes we're just so focused in the grind and just like putting the work out there and getting the work in front of others that we don't focus on like actually doing like getting reviews and stuff like that for ourselves.
Yeah.
But when I realized that like people every single time, I don't want to keep on having this whole conversation with somebody where it's like, so who are you? Who have you worked with? What work have you done? Like, what's your website? What's this? What's that? I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm just gonna get that one time and everything, put that in one place for people to like move forward. But even with that, I guess because of how many people have really scammed a lot of people within our industry, people are just not trustworthy. How do you normally deal with those situations and stuff like that when like
I mean,
people are not really trusted?
I never like we haven't gotten an objection of like I don't trust you. Why?
Hmm.
It's like how do I say? Like if you're genuinely BSing, people can tell. Like just don't BS. It's better for the business. So you set a good expectation of the sales call. Like they're like, okay, this is the truth,
Hmm.
and you just have a good client. They trust you because you're telling the truth. It's so
Hmm.
just don't lie. That's all it is, man. Just don't lie about it. So, like, for example, we had a situation where the guy was like, "Yeah, so you guys are telling me I have to, it's going to take a little bit to kind of crack the ads and, blah, 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 blah." And this other company's telling me if I sign up, I'm going to get like 10 appointments in the first week. And then George was like, "Okay, look, Mr. Prospect, I would rather lose your business by telling you the truth than gain your business by lying to you. So you do what you want, but I'm just telling you the truth, even if it causes us to lose the relationship. I would rather not work with you knowing I said the truth." And the guy was like, "Okay, okay, I see what you mean." And he didn't say anything else. And he just hits him back up. He's like, "Okay, well, these guys were obviously BSing. Let's work together."
Fire.
So it's simple. Like, people ain't stupid, especially
Yeah.
business. Like, they're gonna notice. Okay, this is just pure cap.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Bro.
that's how I deal with it.
Bro, that's fire. That's actually fire. And I'm not gonna lie, even though that's very genuine, it's kind of like a sales tactic that I'm actually also gonna use. Not like I lie, because you already know me. I always tell the truth, but that's definitely like an angle in which you can position it in a
Yeah,
storytelling manner.
yeah. I genuinely do this even on the onboarding. Like, I had a situation. Guy was like, I was expecting something, something. He had an objection. He is like, "I didn't understand this was going to be the thing we were doing." Blah blah blah. I was like, "All right, you're yapping. I don't understand half the things you're saying." I was like, "Look, man, if you want to get a refund, I'm happy to refund. I will also be happy to work with you. These are this is how we work. This is what you bought in for. Let us do the job, and we'll do it. We'll bring you what you want. The expectation is still set. We'll bring you what you want. Just let us do the job. But this is how it is. This is the bottom line." And the guy was like, "Oh," and he let it. He was like, "All right, makes sense, makes sense." Well, it's just the fact that I think people lie because they're super needy. Like, "Oh, I need this all." And for me, it's like, I realized I don't want to work with everyone. It's funny because, as a company, you might think, "Oh, I need to work with everybody," but like,
Yeah.
you are wasting. You're actually paying with your energy, your resources, your team. You
Yeah.
want to make sure it's efficient. I
Yeah.
literally had a mastermind call yesterday with a really good CS person, like just operations person.
Mm,
And they were talking about how they had clients that were causing them so many issues,
mm,
making their team feel bad. Like, their
mm,
team was feeling like they were doing bad because the clients were yelling at them, and they just fired the clients. Like, there was two clients causing the whole company problem. All of a sudden, those people, were the whole team was happier. The clients weren't having any mistakes. Churn dropped. Everyone was happier. Company was flourishing. More profit even. So it's like, just don't be needy, because it obviously pays off. You get the
yeah.
jobs more if you're less needy,
Yeah.
and you don't be needy. You can tell yourself, I'm not needy." No, actually, don't be needy. It's hard when you're starting out. You actually need it, but
Yeah.
convince yourself you don't.
Yeah.
For me, it was always like, if I don't get a sale the next 2 years, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Well, I live off, like, I can live off nothing. If I
Yeah.
don't make any money, I'm good.
Yeah.
Same goes today. If my company flops, no payments come in, I'm still fine. We have this whole reserve waiting for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
It's just like that, and I don't care about if someone is gonna close. If someone, I'm like, you need me. I don't need you. That's
Yeah.
how the framework is, and that caused me. I never need to lie. I never need to have headaches. Like, we talked about this yesterday. I was planning to fire a client, and I told him over an email, "Hey, man, if you keep on like talking to this, insulting my team, everything, we're just not going to be able to work together." And the guy apologized. So that was also a scenario, right? An
Yeah.
example of what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not needy. I can say that to them. I can call them out, and they know I'm not needy. And
Yeah.
it's just a win-win for everyone.
Bro, that is fire, and I resonate with that so much. You already know, especially
Yeah,
because we talk all the time. Just not working with everybody. Just like, don't work with everybody at all. Only work with people that really like fit your company culture, your work culture, and
yeah.
everything of that
Well, I
sort.
want to mention, though, at the
Mm,
beginning, you don't have a company culture. You need to work with someone.
true,
Like, at the beginning, you need to work with someone. All
true,
right.
true.
Later on, you can make these decisions, but at the beginning, you just need to have something going on for you.
Yeah,
Momentum. Just get it. All
yeah,
right. My
true.
first clients were a headache. I was working so much. Like, 3 people were taking up so much time of my day.
Mm,
It was like, "Oh, holy crap! Like, can this
mm,
get worse?" No, and
mm,
there were free trials, by the way, free, and it's like they take my whole life out. But I needed something, right? I can't
mm,
pick now. I don't have
yeah,
nothing to pick from. So let
yeah.
me do the work. Let me sacrifice a little bit.
Yeah,
That was it.
bro. It's interesting. All the clients that I started off with free trials, none of them are with me anymore.
Yeah.
It was like immediate, like they were just gone really
Yep.
quick. It's quite
Yep.
interesting how it is. It's almost like And I tell some peers of mine this too. It's like the amount of money. Sometimes money is not just somebody saying that like, yeah, I want to work with you, have the money to work with you. But money is also a qualification factor in which somebody you know that okay, this person is serious, this person is game, this person can
Oh yeah,
commit
it
to
definitely
what you
is,
need to get stuff going.
brother.
So,
If we listen to this, so if someone pays in full,
mm,
they're gonna take the program more serious than if they do split payments.
mm,
And here's what we started doing. We were like, if someone really can pay in full,
mm,
like we just can't offer split payments anymore. You can get a loan
mm,
because if you mess up a payment on a bank, they're gonna kill you. So then they take it even more serious. Or you can
yeah,
pay full.
yeah,
But like split payments, are a problem. I mean,
yeah,
not that I'm against them or like, but I'm against the people who want to ask for split payments
mm,
because
mm,
whenever I join something, if there's a full price, I do
mm,
the full price.
mm,
And of course, there's things you want to break down in payments. There's going to be
mm,
interest on it. I don't mind it.
mm,
But the people, when it comes to business in general, if I'm hiring a company to do something, let me pay him. Like I'm like you show clients that pay in full are the ones that are serious. You know,
mm.
for
True.
example, I had hired a dispute company recently. Like they do the finances, everything like that recently to
Mm,
get our Stripe, and I paid in full. I was like, yeah, just do it. Just here you go. Here's the money,
mm,
and that made me more committed to help. Respond to their messages, everything, take it more serious because I know I put my money there. You put your money where your mouth is
exactly.
and you're taking it more seriously. For example, highest LTV client is the one with the highest close rate. He
Mm,
paid it full every single time. He has the highest close rate. He cares about the program a lot.
mm.
So yeah,
Wow, bro, that is actually honestly really fire. It's very, and I couldn't have said it better myself. Now, now switching gears to something that you and I love, that I probably maybe even love even more, and I've become such a geek in it. AI.
well, yeah,
So, so yeah, I love it too much. It's very interesting what it's done and what it's doing. You and I both leverage and utilize AI.
yeah.
I am like for END for what we're doing is right now we're utilizing AI self booking appointments through text messaging and all of that. In which so far I think you and I both combined when we talked about this and we're
Yeah, we
structuring
do that too. AI booking through text and email.
exactly
That's it.
exactly. Oh, through email too.
Yeah.
Shoot, that's crazy. Okay, so then now through that as well, I think you and I both combined we noticed a 44% booking rate more than just like with a phone call and everything too.
Here's the thing. I didn't go blind in it.
Mm,
So here's what I did.
mm,
This is the exact story. I'm not saying AI is the greatest thing ever,
mm,
like you do, like oh AI. For me, it was okay. So we have manually someone typing in
mm,
conversation.
mm,
We have this many appointments coming from calls.
mm,
So this many people prefer a phone call. This many people prefer a text. There's
mm.
always going to be someone who wants to book their appointment through text. That's just the reality of the home improvement industry.
Yep.
People are older. They sometimes can't hear you. They hate picking up the phone. Doesn't mean they're not interested. Just they want to do it through the phone.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Those people we have to nurture through the text.
Mm,
So we tell them, all right, text this sequence. This is kind of what we want it to look like. Let's get a response. They reply. Okay, let's
mm,
book them in for an appointment.
mm.
And it was the same thing exact every single time. We booked more than 200 appointments using the same framework. We
Boom.
were like, okay, well, this is so simple.
Mm,
A kid can do it, a toddler.
mm,
Why not automate it? Let's try to automate. This is super simple. It's the same framework. It's always the same. If they say this, answer this. That. Like we've done it so many times, it just became second nature, right?
mm,
So, okay, let me try seeing how can I make this, into an automation. How do I
mm,
give this to artificial intelligence?
mm,
Boom. This is how we do it. So it's
mm.
basically I'm using it more as a bot, not as much as an AI,
Yeah.
So it's more like a bot, not like
Yeah.
he's thinking of his own, right? But I do leverage it in some other things, which is like reporting.
Mm,
I like AI to give me like reporting of the conversation. I like AI to give
mm,
me like, okay, this is the summary of the conversation. This is the
mm,
summary of the appointment. This is the summary of the ads. I like to
mm,
have an AI give me summaries because it's basically like I'm doing it. They just put it on a piece of paper and I can see it easier. But when it
mm,
comes to client stuff, we just what worked before, just making it easier. Just
mm,
making someone instead of the clients typing, it's the AI doing it for them.
mm. Bro,
That's it.
fire, no fire, and you're right. It's like the AI definitely. I didn't go into it. I'm crazy about it because like I've been following it for a very long time. I've been seeing the possibilities and stuff, and then been expanding it. I've gone very geek crazy on it. Like,
Yeah.
and bro, like right now, and I haven't told you this yet. Like right now, I'm literally building out because our AI, we call her Sarah. So our Sarah system, right? I'm building Sarah to the point where Sarah is actually going to have a voice and she can actually speak to people. And it doesn't sound fake. Like I'm building out her brain and everything and all of that to make sure she'll be able to like have a conversation with people and all to book them. So if there are people that are not like, that want to call instead of a text and everything, she can do that. And the opportunities with that are endless. So, and also like in terms of like also the reports and everything when it comes to calls, summaries, all of that too. AI is just a game changer. It's just a game
Yeah,
changer.
it is. I mean, as long as it's not a downgrade, I'm willing to use. Like one thing I always like, we can have a booking bot, but it has to be at least as good as a person or better.
Yes.
Guess what? It's better. It's better. So let's use it. It's just a mistake not to. Like even if the client wants to type, the AI is usually going to be better because they're
Mm,
faster. One thing, they're always faster.
mm,
It's a bot.
mm,
Faster, so gets more replies, gets more appointments booked anyways.
mm,
Has the capability to understand the conversation better
mm,
because the AI doesn't have emotions. It's not like, oh, you're on a job or you're doing something and you read the message kind of poorly and
mm,
you just misinterpret the message. AI can't do that. And I've seen this happen. Client got mad at a lead, but the lead didn't mean anything. They just asked a question, client was confused. But the AI wouldn't be confused in that situation. Right?
mm,
So
mm,
that's kind of how I looked at it. So it will be stupid not to do this. Not only saves time, it's better.
mm.
It makes more money.
Yes.
Why not do it? But for
Yes.
example, I don't have any phone call stuff
Mm,
developing. I'm
mm.
looking into it as well. By the way, don't get me wrong. But what
Nice.
I've seen, at least from what my like exploration, it's not up to a level yet where it can replace a human being.
Oh, I got to show you some stuff, bro. Don't worry, I got you.
We'll show it.
I got to show you some stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy what what's it called? What like you can. It's at the point. It's not at the level where if you're not very tech savvy and you don't know like languages like JavaScript and everything, you won't be able to do it. You have to know those languages and stuff to do it. But
Okay.
bro, it's insane. And it's. I love the fact that we're talking about this. I won't geek about it too much and everything as well because um, I know where you stand with it and everything as well. So I'm wondering, bro. So because in this situation, for us with our company, we're always about giving back our clients time and money. So literally every single solution that we put together is always all about giving our clients back time and money. Because again, we don't like companies like Angie's, Thumbtack, and all of that because the people that we work with, the painters and the roofers that we work with, they go to Angie's, Thumbtack, all of this, get these leads to try and call them, chase them, chase them, chase them. And Facebook leads can also be like that. You chase them, chase them, chase them, and then you're not really getting a definitive answer and all of that too. Whereas we saw that like with Sarah, we were actually able to get a lot more bookings. And with all those bookings as well too, we have like a 92% show rate with all the
Yeah.
bookings that we made as well too, faster, and the client doesn't have to chase
Yeah.
them and everything
Yeah. I
as
mean,
well.
we're on the same page. I know what you're talking about.
Mm.
Well, Facebook can get like that. I actually would object. It's not that bad if you make good ads and qualify well. But
Yes.
still, people just don't get to it. Like we have a guy in Louisiana. I won't name him, but
Mm,
what I've noticed is he struggles to get to the phone because he's busy. No
mm,
shame in that.
mm.
He's just busy. But like, I want to make sure the leads get taken. Like, you're not just gonna let him sit, even though you're busy. It will be stupid to let him sit. I
Yeah.
know you're busy, but we want to solve it,
Yeah.
regardless if you're busy or not. We want to solve this problem.
Yeah.
So what we did is, all right, let's just AI booked a lot of appointments.
Mm,
Calling will book more, but we can only do so much.
mm,
And let's just hire someone, of course, like stuff like that.
mm,
So AI can definitely help. AI can do much more, and from my experience, like AI can do a lot, but
mm,
right now it's really good at replacing jobs. Really, like it just stuff that's simple, button pushing, it does
mm.
great. Can't
Yeah.
mess up with that.
Yeah. Cannot mess up, bro. Cannot mess up.
Yeah, and it
So
works 24/7.
shoot. So tell me, bro. What challenges would you say you face when it comes to the marketing for the home improvement, and how did you overcome them? Because I mean, evidently, like both you and I, where we got to, it wasn't easy, and we've talked about like challenges that we faced within our businesses. We talked about like stuff that we like how we
Challenges.
the results. But what
I mean,
challenges would you say you are facing then and now?
I never would say it was like I kind of explained already. It's like the challenge is obviously getting an ROI. That's the end result. All right,
Yeah,
let's get the money back. What we
yeah,
spend, we want on the back. How do I get it? I split test a lot. I pay for other people's time. I already said that. There's no other way to solve it. The challenge I'm facing right now,
Mm.
like what for marketing,
Mm. Yeah.
I'm not facing
Marketing.
many. I'm not really facing many. I just done so much of it. It's like it's not a. I wouldn't say it's a challenge anymore. It's like more
Mm.
of a task at hand. Solve
Mm.
it. Solve this problem. Like I would say, maybe the biggest challenge is not actually doing the marketing lead gen. Maybe having it stay consistent for the long run. But how I combat consistency is I just make more ads. Keep on shuffling ads. I don't see that many challenges. I'm gonna be real with you, man.
I mean, bro, it's because you're like me. We're geeks about the marketing. You like the
Yeah,
marketing. You like the media buying and stuff. So because I remember you used to hate it, but now
yeah, I
you've
used to
come to
hate it.
like it really like a lot. Like what even made you start liking it like that?
Why did I start liking it?
Yeah,
Because I got good at it.
yeah,
That's
makes
it.
sense.
I
That
mean,
makes sense.
I sucked. I just paid for a lot of people time. I
Mm.
just said I'm a stubborn guy. So I just went like fucking head through the brick wall until it actually passed through. All right, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's just getting better. It's
Mm.
not perfect, it's getting better. And I
Mm.
just kept it doing. And I realized, okay, well, this is easy. Like, all I
Mm.
have to do is track data, split test, and use my brain to come up with new strategies. I
Mm.
ain't an idiot. Maybe I'm a little bit. I'm not that big of an idiot. I can come up with new stuff, and like I can track data. I'm not bad with data. I know a lot of people are. A lot of
Mm.
people hate spreadsheets,
Mm.
bro. In my I think I was 14. I was already like making like little robo circuits. Trying to
Mm.
win prize in the country, like the best fastest robot. I
Mm.
already knew about programming. Numbers, maths was always an easy thing for me.
Yeah.
My whole school was around numbers. Like I had no problems with it. I guess maybe I have a predisposition to know it
Mm.
because I never had any problems with it. I know a lot of people could. Like George. George hates spreadsheets. I give him like RB2B ads. He's like, bro, what is this? I'm like, it's our ads. He's like, no, this makes no sense. We got to read it too. But for me, it's like, okay, this is just sheet where I can make decisions. Like that's how I do it.
Mm.
Yes, it's a predisposition, but I think if you just get good at understanding data, maths, you're just gonna have a fun time with it.
Bro,
It's easy at that point.
it
Like you're
is.
a data engineer. Why do you enjoy marketing? You tell me. You like data, bro.
It's still the same thing because the marketing all is still the same thing as on data. It's just as you said. Once you understand the numbers and everything, you know where it's pertaining. You just really understand. And this is something I came to the realization of this like a couple of weeks ago, where I actually got a little worried and scared. Like, bro, we have that so much power that we don't realize. Like marketers, especially good marketers, you can literally manipulate the market. You can
Oh
know
yeah.
exactly what is going on and twist things in a way that it really just gets things going. It's very intriguing for
Yeah,
me.
but you gotta have what's the intent? Like, what's the
Hmm.
intent behind it? You know.
Hmm.
Here's the thing. I can't sell people on bullshit. I really can't. I really can't, bro.
Yeah.
One reason I've had to analyze this in my sales industry, in sales career.
Hmm.
How come I was selling gym memberships at like 90% close rate?
Hmm.
What is going on? I'm not a good sales rep. What's going on?
Hmm.
All right, well, let's reverse engineer. First of all, I've been a gym geek for a long time. Like I analyze numbers in the gym. What
Hmm.
does RP mean? How much percentage load should be on the barbell? How
Hmm.
many reps you should do? How does the percentages change when you add in reps, low reps? What rep ranges to do? What is the volume of the workout? How much? I've known the numbers, man. I literally have an app that tracks my numbers for my own workouts. I use a spreadsheet to
Hmm.
like indicate how sore I'll get. Like I predict how sore I'll get based on numbers.
Hmm.
Like I have it all in numbers. Like I'm a numbers guy. I get it. But yeah, I was like so convinced that since nobody else is doing this,
Hmm.
people need to find out about this. Like if I can get someone to follow my program, which I put
Hmm.
in 2 years to make,
Hmm.
like this system, people are just gonna love it. There's no way they don't. Like I'm convinced this is the best thing ever.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, so there's a guy coming in. I can see he's fat. I used to be really fat. I'm like, okay, well, if anyone needs it, it's this guy.
Hmm.
Like I forget about the money. It's like, all right, I need this guy to buy this. If he doesn't get this, like I don't care if my gym fires me or something, but like this guy needs it.
Hmm.
I believe this guy's gonna get depressed, maybe even kill himself if I don't sell this.
Hmm.
Like, he needs it. I just didn't go let him go out of the gym. Like, bro, do this. Like, I don't care. I'll pay for it. I'll help you out. I'll pay a percentage. I don't care. Just go do this, show up to work, and I just kept on selling that. It's conviction, right?
Hmm.
So that was it. that like I realized, okay, so I can't manipulate people into bad things. I can into good things. It is manipulation. Like I'm making him buy it.
Mm,
It's literally me brutally shoving it down his throat. You need this, you need this, you need. But the guy can sense it out of me. Okay, well he seems genuine. He's
mm,
super passionate about talking about bench press. Who's passionate about that? He likes to do this. Like I can trust it. That was
mm.
it. And everyone who bought it was better off. You
Bro,
know?
yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. It's conviction is the whole differentiator. If you
Yeah.
once you
Man,
really believe in what you're doing,
my
it's
sales
crazy.
depends really much on my conviction. I want to add
Yeah,
on because
yeah.
even now I don't. I have a framework. I know a little bit more about sales, but
Mm,
even now when it comes to it, I just sell down to conviction. Like I get to I have some objections, and I like, all right, Mr. Frost, we need to stop talking. Like, this is just getting pointless. If you don't buy this, I'm just letting you go make mistakes. I can't let that happen. So we're not gonna have this call until you made up your mind. You gotta buy this. That's literally what I did recently, and it worked. And the guy was like, when he brought him, he's like, you kind of did shove me into this. I'm like, look, man, I did this because this is gonna help you out. I don't need this. I'm gonna refund you right now, and then you're gonna come back realizing, oh shit, I made a mistake. But I don't want that to happen. So let's give this a shot. And he was like, all right, well, I guess you're right. And we gave it a shot, and the guy's business is dependent on us. Literally depending on it. If he didn't have us, he would be bankrupt.
wow.
And then I was like, yeah, bro. And I told that to George. I was like, look, man, you gotta like look at this. Look at how much good we did to this guy. Look at his review that he wrote us. Look at the testimonial he gave. Like, look at this. This is because I forced him in. So like, yes, I did manipulate him. Did like what's the definition? I did, but it was a good intent. It was
Yeah,
really good.
yeah,
They
bro.
even gave him discounts, everything. I was just like, you need this now. Like, I was worried about him, for him. I was worried for
Mm,
him.
mm,
I was like, how does this guy sleep? His
mm.
business is crashing down. What are we gonna do? He needs us. That was it.
Dang, bro. That is. I'm not gonna lie. That is so freaking good. Like that actually warmed my heart as well too. The fact that you really know somebody needs this, and then
Yeah,
you
and I
have the
cared.
confidence to say,
One thing I didn't have, bro, before I
mm,
didn't care. I was like, why do I care about roofers? They don't care about me. Why would I care about like what's but then I started talking really nice things about like I literally brainwashed myself into caring about them so much. Like I care
mm,
about roofers so much now. That why I brainwashed myself. Literally. It was like, you know, I need to start caring. I realized that. So how do I, put my emotions into this? Like show them that I care. I
mm,
need to not fake it because I can't fake it. I'm not a good actor.
mm,
So I need to start caring more. How do I start caring more? Where I started portraying the picture. Okay, so these are the people I'm talking to. For me, it was like always, these people have a good because they have a roofing company. They're not starving on the street. They're not, poor.
mm,
They're not that bad. Like, why would I feel sorry for them, right? But
mm,
then I realized, okay, well, when I started talking to them more, I'm like, okay, this guy has a lot of mental issues. I
mm,
need to help him out. Well, this guy's wife absolutely oh my God, is a pain. Yeah, how does he live? He's under so much pressure from the business,
mm.
from the wife. Like, I started caring more as I started putting myself in their shoes,
Bro, yeah,
and that
you're
was
right.
it. That was it.
That was it. You're right. It's definitely very different when you care about the people that you work with,
Yeah,
which is also why we don't just work with anybody
yeah.
because we actually want to make
For
sure we
example, a Cairo, bro. I had a Cairo hit. I'm like, I don't care about Cairos, man. I don't, and I don't like Cairos at all. I think they're scammers. I
can.
think the whole industry is a scam because
Oh
they
yeah.
sell you. Yeah, they literally sell you on fixing your pain. They just pop a few like bubbles in your bones, and that's it. That doesn't solve anything. If you have lower back pain, you need to be doing heavy lifts, improving your back strength, like actually getting some muscle, getting like personal train, like getting anyone who's not a chiropractor. They're just gonna make you feel better for a minute, and then it's done. It's what is the point? You're gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt you again. It's like a pharmacy. They give you a drug. Compare pharmacy like a drug to a good food, good diet. Your head hurts because you have a bad diet. Let's say you didn't drink enough water, and you go to a drugstore to get drugged. Works for a day, and then you have to go again tomorrow instead of just fixing the core problem. But yeah, that's a good example. Of people who I wouldn't want to work with. I don't care about them. I
It is
don't.
a good example. You see, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I love Miss Love. You see, and I've for the longest time, and there is no better way to even end this podcast, right? Because there's for the longest time, the thing I love about Miss Love, and which you guys can all see, and I always used to call him. I was like, Miss Love, you're such a blockhead because you're so stubborn.
Yeah,
And then you just go at it like with literally with no sense. He just goes at it. But is
Yeah,
that determination and grit? That is what has made him to what he is
yeah.
today. So, bro, I mean, this has been such a fire podcast, bro. Like any last words to any either home improvement companies out there, whether roofing, painting, whatever, to any marketers or marketing agencies out there, any last words that you
Yeah,
have?
for everyone, just grit. That's what got me here. You just said it. I preach it. I like, bro. George is also like that. Like, we're both stubborn as hell.
Yeah.
Like, when we get into an argument, it's like nobody's winning. Nobody's getting out of it. It's like we are gonna come to a point where, all right, well, there's no point in talking. Like, we're not mad, but it's like that's just how we are. But that's a good thing. I got that from my grandpa. He was stubborn. They call me literally by my grandpa's name at this point
Hmm.
because that's how stubborn I am. But that thing got me through the hard times.
Well,
And it's a blessing because
yeah.
literally everyone doesn't know a more stubborn person than me.
Hmm.
So be that guy. Wasn't born stubborn, but I was like, all right, I'm the type of guy who just won't back down. There's no way I'm backing down. You know the story last year. This actually happened today as well. I might end this up. It's gonna be funny. Last year I fought a dog. You remember that? I fought a dog the other day as well.
What the heck?
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? Sister brings over her young kids, 1.5 years old, right? And he's
Hmm.
like chilling outside, and this dog is like looking at us. I'm like, all right, what does he want? And he wants to be on the grass where the kid is. Like, he wants to go to the kid. And I'm like, no, you ain't. And the dog wanted to climb on the grass. The kid was scared. And I was like, instead of taking the kid away, I just pushed the dog back. The dog got mad. I just started biting me. I just kicked the shit out of him. Like, that's me. I'm just that. I don't let him go. I play by, like, this is the rules. I don't make the rules, even though I do. I'm following the rules. I need to go to the gym this day. I'm not skipping it. I need to beat the shit out of this dog. He's not getting on the grass. I'm doing it. I need to do a million calls. I'm doing them. There's no way I'm not. That's how I operate. I said, all right, I need to do this. This is this is the task at hand. Until it's done, there's no stopping. That's how I am. It's a funny story, I gotta say, but there's more context to it. Don't take this out of context. I don't hate dogs. It's just that this dog is a very, very weird dog. He already bit me before, and I don't like him.
Oh, is that same dog again?
No. This is another dog, but he bit me earlier this year, and I smacked him with my notebook. But
Dang.
he's still he bites everyone in the neighborhood, man.
Oh yeah, it's a street dog.
No, it's not even a street dog. The owner just can't control him. It's like a big dog. He can't control him.
Oh.
Yeah, we
Okay.
already threatened, but it is what it is.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you shoot. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, as you can already tell, this is my brother right here. This has been a fire podcast, explosive growth hacks for home improvement marketing. Mislav, where can they find you? If somebody wants to reach out to you and stuff, where can they find you? IG?
I think I got an Instagram. Really, just I gotta set it up. So my Instagram is Mislav.Dedic, Dedic. You can put it in the link, man.
Yeah.
And also, if someone look, I gotta make an announcement if you can leave this in. We're currently hiring, so if you're a setter, closer, any sales experience, customer success, even executive assistant, you can apply. You want me to leave a link of a hiring funnel?
Yeah, bro, I got you.
That'd be appreciated. Yeah. So if anyone here is looking for a job, if you want to work with me, I'll be down. We really need staff. I'm working too much.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, guys. And look, I will warn you right now. Look, if you're not somebody that's hardworking, if you're not somebody that's ready to put the time in, if you're somebody that is just like you're only looking for money, but you're not looking to actually put that effort in, if you're coming with some BS, I will tell you right now, I will save your time and your sanity and emotions. Don't go to Mislav and George because they will.
I'm not that scary, man. You're pointing me as a scary guy. No,
Yeah.
I mean, I do expect excellence and everything, but everyone is in their own stage, right? But if you're willing to put in the work, you can go far.
Yeah.
Bro, our cold caller went so far.
Yeah.
They're closing their own deals, everything. From a cold caller that can't barely speak about Indian accents.
Yeah.
They go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But shoot, ladies and gentlemen, this has been fire. Mislav, you're a G. I'll
Peace
catch you
out.
guys later.